rest for episode 68. There was a lot of questions today. I will welcome all and every question. What's on your mind, guys? Because there was a few things here.
I don't know.
I still like Rolly's theory, even though I know it has nothing to do with what's going on.
What is the answer to, or what is the question to life, the universe, and everything?
42. Next.
Damn.
So, in the beginning of the episode, I love that movie. Hitchhiker's Guide's the best. In the beginning of the episode, you guys traveled to Varsal. Met up with Pops Trillahan, which we haven't seen since episode 0.
Yeah, it took me a minute, and then when you said Trillahan, I was like, oh, the little dude in the forest.
Yeah, the little hunter in the forest. Then you tried to do your best. I think you did delay him a day.
Yeah.
But it's only 8 hours, so obviously, next day we can be like, well, that's weird. I think we should start, heading our way. I don't know why she charmed me. Actually, no, you hidden. They don't know you charmed. Yeah, no, they're just gonna see.
They don't know nothing.
They don't know nothing. Then you guys met up with Gina Lee, saw her actually working.
She works in the fucking Indiana Jones warehouse, apparently.
Essentially.
They keep all the secret fucking
You guys never
The
went.
Temple of Doom!
You guys never went into her back room. Oh, she never will.
Well, there was not like a reason to.
No.
You'd always thought it was like a little tight, like a little small, quiet, quaint little shop. Nope. Temple of Doom! Let me show you.
Gina Lee, to me, is the most eccentric character besides Moscow that I've ever created, because she is this like, oh my god, I'm so happy to help you. Let me show you the back. Oh, look at it. We got everything here. We got SOPs. We've got labels. We've got shipments. We've got orders. And like, I keep saying it over and over again. She's a businesswoman.
Clearly.
Hey, don't you be talking about my woman like that.
Just interesting that
say.
they're both Genasis.
I have an affiliation for Genasis. I mean, we were all Genasis for a one-shot or 1 year, so.
That's true.
So, there was a few questions you guys had about Gina Lee in particular. Is there anything I can answer?
Because you mentioned the thing about like, oh, that's kindergarten when he said fireballs. Like, bro, she was setting kindergarten on fire? Like, but...
No, when you said she's a prodigy, suddenly it clicked. I'm like, no, she's that type. It's like, she was trained from God Tongue, from Food Wars. That's what she reminds me of.
I don't think they understand the reference.
I don't, but I'm gonna nod and agree.
They haven't gotten that far yet, Temple.
Okay, never mind. That I'm the one with the anime reference, and everyone just looks at me crazy. Good
I'm
to
so
know.
proud of you. I have never been so proud.
Well, first of all, you're wearing cat ears.
Wow.
I deserve that.
Yeah, no, she was a full-on. When I made her, I was like, I wanted to make someone who was super smart but never really showed their hand. And I was like, what's better than a super smart valley girl? Like someone who, like, what's that one movie of the blonde chick, Legally Blonde, where it's like she's a kind of an airhead, but the moment she's like on trial, she's like, actually, I got you. And I'm like, I remember that distinctly. And I wanted to make someone who was like beyond blonde. She's got white hair.
She's got platinum.
And then when she talks, she was like, oh my god, no, thank you. And oh my god, yes. And oh my god, that. And just the whole thing. And then the moment you're like, but can you enchant it? She's like, yeah. I've been doing fireball since I was like 12. Or like, since I was
I was in
super
kindergarten,
young.
apparently.
Probably younger.
I learned a whole lot about Gina Lee today that I
know.
had no
If
idea.
we find out Gina Lee is like some secret agent and assassin, I would not be surprised anymore.
I am. Loins are burning.
I wrote in that she knows enough about lichdom that it's almost like that thing where like, don't do drugs in college, and we all tried drugs in college.
Speak for yourself.
And so I wanted to write in like, she probably was one of that persons who were like, maybe I can be a lich, and then thought about it for like half a second and was like, nah. But maybe.
Too much work.
But there was always that moment of, she probably could have. in another lifetime.
Probably dabbled just enough and realized, nah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it costs too much.
it probably
Too
cost
much work.
exactly.
Too much risk.
Soul damnation.
Yeah.
But I'll take this, and then she sort of took the necrotic energy and like, I'll take some of this magic that I now know. Like she knows how to do disintegration just fine. I'm just saying, hey man. So this is a true story. I'm excited. Maybe you guys, this will sort of prep you guys for the future. I wanted to do a tag team free-for-all for you guys, but I felt it was very unbalanced. Like, I know Savannah is quick and dodgy, but she has like a low HP pool compared to like everyone else, and I know that Rolly's like a powerhouse, but when it comes to range attacks, he's kind of lacking. And then I know when it comes to like Vera, everything is concentration, you know, and if you break that concentration, it's like hard to get it back. So I had this idea of getting you guys in a free-for-all, but you guys get to choose an NPC to join you.
Gina Lee.
So I would give you guys their character sheets, and you get to use a dual wield.
I think you said you were like, you should probably choose Gina Lee.
Oh, I told you that.
Gina Lee.
I was like, you should probably choose Gina Lee.
I mean, I think Steve was just straight out like, already Gina Lee.
So many questions. So many. But one I can't help but have one at the top of everything.
Yeah.
Am I screwed?
Are you screwed?
She knows how to cast disintegration. Am I screwed?
Just don't fuck it up.
Just don't cheat on her. That's what it sounds like.
One wrong move and it's over. Like literally.
She is unlike, I think her name was Maria, the one from the Colosseum, who is like
Oh, the crazy.
deathly
The crazy.
Yep,
crazy.
Yep.
She's way more mentally sound than Maria. But don't test a bitch.
This is true in real life, people. Don't test what you shouldn't test.
She might make an appointment, I'm saying that much.
Oh no.
If you piss her off. But yeah, it's Gina Lee is fun. I like Gina Lee.
Me too.
When I was thinking about like powers, I was thinking she is probably just, and at a young age, just below Igno. And
Yeah,
Igno's
makes
an
sense.
old man, and he's been doing this whole life. And Gina Lee, I think canonically is like early 30s.
Yeah, because Genasis don't live like a super long time. They live longer, I think, than humans, but
They
not
live like
crazy.
to 100.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
over.
No. So they live a little longer than a human, because I think the average lifespan for a human is like 80 years in D&D. Not to say that you can't be a 90-year-old.
Average.
I think when it says like 80 years old, I think it means like for adventurers. Let's be honest.
When your
guys are
heart
you
gives
sure?
out.
Maybe less.
Are
You're right.
you sure?
Maybe not average.
I would say average for an adventure could be like 50, dude.
Probably less.
It comes with risks.
I think he means
No, not-
80 if you're successfully retired.
Sure.
Not everybody gets to come across a 100-year-old like lich.
True.
Just saying.
But
Not every day.
I think it's funny that this woman who's in her early 30s is probably just as apt to a 75 to 80-year-old man, who's lived his whole life. So it's like, she's scary.
Thanks.
Hey, I built this character and I was like, they're probably gonna make friends with her and she's just gonna be friendly and she's gonna be like, I remember you guys, come on shop at my place. But you started a relationship with her, so
Thanks.
It's okay. We all know you like him crazy, Steve.
Oh no. Oh no.
so yeah, you saw, and well, let's talk about the one thing that she did give you, which is the I think it was what did I call it, the talking blade?
The Talker's Blade.
The Talker's Blade. You have the Talker's Blade, which I thought was super fun to craft. You can
Yeah,
understand
it's
all language.
interesting. It doesn't specify how long, so I guess we should talk about that.
So long as you're holding the blade.
Oh my!
Well, as long as the sending stone is in the blade and you're holding it, you can understand all language.
Oh my.
Yeah. You can understand spoken language, not reading.
Not written. Right.
not written.
Right. It does specify spoken language.
Yeah.
So that just means I never let it go. It sleeps with me.
Yeah.
It showers with me. It dines with me. I don't use cutlery anymore. It's just this giant great axe. It's like that meme of the guy who's holding this giant sword, and it's like, a $5,000 gaming PC, and then like a steak, and he's just using this giant sword to cut the steak, and the steak's called Minecraft.
Have you ever seen Cooking with Scorpion?
That sounds great.
It was an old Easter egg video, like an actual video within, I think, Mortal Kombat 9. And when you unlocked it, you saw a little like infomercial where it's like, "Hi kids, don't you want to go ahead and learn how to cook? Well, we've got a new segment called Cooking with Scorpion." And you see an IRL guy dressed up in scorpion mask and attire, and he's got an axe, and he's like, "Here in Cooking with Scorpions, we'll teach you everything. Chopping," and he chops something, and he chops like a duck in half. And he's like, "We'll also teach you about baking." And he has like a little baker's hat, and he's baking something. It's great. I'll show you later.
Just takes off his mask and just breathes fire.
Yeah, he's like,
baked.
"Flambés." I think the last thing in that video was that, and chopping. I think like it does chopping twice. And the second one, the actor hits a chicken, and the top of the plastic blade, because it's a fake axe, just snaps off, flings off camera, and they have to act like it just went well. And he's like, "Got it." So yeah, you guys got the Talker's Blade, which I think was really, really fun, because also it gives kind of Rolly this. You can kind of put a stop to some spellcasters in their tracks. It's a little dangerous.
Hit the queen with it.
I just have to get close enough to them.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the thing.
And they have to
so
fail
it's gonna
safe.
be. Yeah, it's gonna be unfortunate because I mean, something that is specifically a critical hit. So it also, I believe, pairs well with what I'm planning on doing in the long run.
Oh, okay. I don't need to know if I don't need to know.
No. Remember we talked about it when we leveled up, where I was trying to get the champion.
Oh, right. Well, I mean,
yeah.
You're already critting at 19 and 20. I don't know what level you need to be to crit at 18. I think you have to be really high up. I think
really high up on the barbarian side. I think it's level 18 if I recall correctly.
Can you?
Which I won't be able to hit.
No,
I won't be able to hit. No, because I took 3 in fighter.
Yeah. But regardless, I mean 19 and 20 to hit, and then that's subjugating them to also a save is also pretty good. So not only I would like to call it insult to injury.
You should name a weapon that.
I should have named the weapon. No,
really?
Talker's Blade is pretty good.
No, I'm not saying this weapon. I'm saying you should name a weapon that.
I should name that. That's really good for a bard.
So pretty much, we have to figure out how to incorporate it with its current aim.
Talkers.
For the talkers, I mean, you get to speak a lot of language. So, I feel like it's aptly named. But if you have a different name for it, go for it. It's your weapon.
Well, no. Well, I'm saying like remember the
because
weapon?
currently named Which did you name your axe before? Because it was named something else.
Oh, I didn't name it.
Oh.
I thought you did.
Shady.
Come on,
Shady
man.
kicks.
No,
you know.
Shady was
Those
the
are shoes.
boots.
Those are the boots.
Shady J's. You got Tina's Bell and the.
Oh, the sandwich.
Oh yeah, the idiot sandwich.
Thanks, Dio.
That's right. Well,
so I was thinking either like the idiot's blade, which would be really bad for me, or we can call it the
talker sandwich.
The talker sandwich, which would be kind of weird.
Better than the idiot.
Talking with your mouth full.
The talker's idiot. I don't know. We'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll brainstorm something. Moving away from Gina Lee, you guys raced to Isenby and heard what's being announced to the public. So I feel because there's obviously always, when it comes to like the press, and if you have some idle control of what the story is going to go out, obviously you're not going to say the king died sadly from a disintegration spell, and we have no clue what's going on. It changed to, he saved his staff and wife. Avenge him.
Yes.
So you've heard that. Amber, I feel you already want to say something.
No, I was just like, in reality, he just got up and was just like, that's all that happened. Like, I don't even think the queen was in the same room, but whatever.
Just stood up and...
That's a
Just
big
like-
one.
Real talk? Do you die the moment the beam hits you, or do you die like little by little until you completely
Well,
disintegrate?
I think
to
you
ash?
do if you have low enough hit points, you just disintegrate into ash.
If the disintegrate spell reduces your HP to 0, there is no death saves, you turn to dust.
Of course. But I'm saying, like, is it like a poof? He's completely dust, like from 1 second to the next, or are we talking like, is this like a Avengers thing? You know,
What is
like
like
Yeah,
Thanos
like
and-
they-
Mr.
I don't feel
Mr.
so
Stark,
good.
I don't feel so good. Yeah, and it's just like little by little.
I
right?
think
I wonder.
I would love to. Let's just homebrew it and say that he turned to Thanos. Like, he got the Thanos snap where he was just like, he stood up and was like, had the hole in his head that made the ricochet on the floor, and was like, what? Everyone's
Well.
screaming. "Ah!"
I just wondered, like, was he dead like right away, or did he still live, and then as his body started to fade, like, did he die slowly? Like, oh my god, that's brutal.
So first of all, as
First of all.
we get into the investigation of the throne room, how dare all of you assume that I'm going to play the same trick twice? Really? A memory wipe again? Come on now.
I mean, character-wise, though, you gotta admit that we would think that because it's been done before.
Oh no, I know, but player-wise, how
100%.
dare you?
Yeah, I wouldn't pull it up past you, man.
I'm not that much of a crack where I can't think of something else.
I think the only thing that I said was just like, did we get the cocky one again, or did we get the smarter one?
Exactly.
Because even you said you were like, no, she was liked by the doctor because she was a little bit like smarter, and even how she went about things with like the Richards, she went for your like the gut, she went for the jugular, so like versus Oliver, who was like, I'm gonna make this grand ordeal,
Made a show about it.
yeah, like he made like a messy show about it where he could find clues, and that's why I said like he was messy about it. Like, yeah, was he smart? Yeah, obviously, because their kingdom didn't fucking figure it out. But like, I think we got the smarter twin on this one.
Methinks.
So we were like, oh, this is why this is harder.
It's an interesting duality of thoughts, and you're absolutely right. One is more showy of making a presentation, having a false witness, having some false evidence, having like basically like trying to, I think we talked about this last time, but like trying to cover tracks that don't need to be covered, because if you did it right, it would have just been perfect. But instead decided to go through this whole long ordeal process, while Rolly ingeniously found sort of at least an idea of what it could be.
It's elementary, my dear Watson.
Yeah. It was these little pieces, like Savannah saw the note about Dallas making a wand, and then using that knowledge to go, what if this was used? Because it says a focus, and then Rolly going to Gina Lee and go, can it be done? And Gina Lee's like, yeah, it can be. And then Rolly just went off with that one, which I think was beautiful.
Which goes back to that whole thing of
Elementary.
Broly deciding to be smart comes at the oddest of moments.
Rolly's the most chaotic
Oh,
person.
we all said this.
You-
we all said
what-
this. We all
You know what it
fucking
was?
said
It was actually you, Savannah.
What'd I say?
The dart thing.
Because I had the dart thing when I'm like, but no, it shouldn't have been a dart thing. And then when you started going into it, what you said made perfect logical sense. Like scientifically, if you condense it smaller, it should be able to go out further. So when you said it, I'm like, that's brilliant. And I look at you, I'm like, wait, why does Rolly know this?
Because again, you put it in a way I could completely understand. As a weapon, as a physical thing meant to hurt things. Like, oh, wait, it's supposed to pierce. This is glass. It won't pierce it without breaking it. However, if it's disintegrating, it'll go right through perfectly.
We can minimize magical beams, but we think the Earth is flat, and y'all never seen a globe before.
I ain't never said the Earth is flat. I said I'd never seen
Yes,
a
you
globe
did.
before.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
go back.
Actually
Rolling
You
a flat
actually
earth.
did, and my response
Never.
in player, like in Vera's words, were that explains a lot. When we were in that room,
I'm gonna
All right,
re-
maybe I did.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that now.
Yes.
I actually remember him saying something about him like, "Isn't the world flat?" And we're just like, "No."
Oh no, 2 out of the 4 remember.
So are you saying half?
Half.
50%? Yes.
I might have to
50%
watch it
no.
just to make sure if I sway that thing. So I wanted to. Savannah was the first one to say, "Let me look at the window." And there was a lot of pieces going about it. First of all, Vera found the puncture point, the impact, and I tried to make it very explicit that it was at an angle, and I don't think you caught on because you were like, "Okay, necrotic spell had to be something." Then Savannah was like, "Let me look at the corners," and saw that the spell could not have been casted in space, which is also another hint saying maybe it's not here.
Let's start in here.
Yeah, and then I think Savannah was the first one to say, "What's the angle?" And that was the first time I'm like, yes, they're using their minds.
I just thought like, oh, well, maybe if it wasn't in here, like something like came through that had it in it, like a
Well, I figured it was something because I don't know what you said, but you did say something that it made it like an indent, like it curved in. So I felt like a rock or an asteroid in my brain. So I'm like, wait, then where'd that come from?
That's a really good imagery to have. I have a question for all of you though, because all of you did this. You were like, "What about that chair?"
What about that chair?
The only reason I brought it up was because when Savannah wanted to go sit in that dude's chair, she realized that he had it all tricked out like a motherfucker. It was like,
It's like, let's check for traps with the chair. Oh no, the chair was trapped. So
And
This
I mean,
entire
yeah,
thing is trapped.
he was a king, so I would think there'd be some kind of protection on that shit. He just doesn't just sit there and it's like, well, hope for the best.
Well, yeah, there was. That's where the trapdoor came in, and like other ways for the king to escape. The chair was never supposed
But
to
it
be
wasn't
trapped
sure-
for
but
like, if it's not the king, kill this person. Oh man.
Obviously, the fucking trapdoor didn't work, but anyway.
Did it?
I mean, it wasn't supposed to. He wasn't trying to escape, and he was just standing up, and then disintegrated.
Yeah.
Man, I don't feel so good.
I think the only
Famous
thing
last
that we
words.
figured out quick, because I was just like, wait, can you actually see the throne from outside? Because I was like, you have to fucking know exactly where that is to, if you can't see it, to
And
like
that,
shoot
again,
point blank.
And that's a good point, because that is also what led me to believe about the people possibly with the mind control thing again, because the person who's shooting would have to know exactly where the king is. Any little deviation would cause the shot to miss, therefore giving your plan up entirely.
Yeah,
and
what
let's
if you
be honest.
disintegrate the wrong dude?
Exactly. Or you could disintegrate the chair, and then it'll be really obvious what's happening. So my initial theory that I didn't say this, but this is what I was thinking, is that there was someone who was mind controlled who was triggered to say something when the king stood up, so that the person shooting would only aim at one spot, and until the moment that the word was triggered and the action happened, bam, can't miss 100% of the time.
I just
why the
thought
game
I
is
just
the
thought of a
best.
flaw with this.
Huh.
Because I'm a druid in the other campaign. If you're scrying on the king, and you know exactly where the fuck that fucker is when you take that shot.
And they're scrying on everybody else. So why not the king?
But it shouldn't be able to happen if the stupid bricks are.
Yeah, if the wards are there, yeah. That is
But I
true.
mean, we still don't actually know who took the shot because based off the notes that we have, they hired someone. That could
Well,
still be an
yeah.
inside person to the castle.
I mean, we don't know for sure yet because apparently I'm about to get eaten by a fucking corpse flower. But I mean, it could because it
It's
said
Audrey too. I don't know what to tell you.
it said
And
we had
then
to
you-
wait. So like, are they waiting for Olivia to take the shot or whoever? Or are they like they taking the shot?
Well, they didn't like that vantage point, so we still need to go to the second location once
Yeah.
we get past the man-eating plant. So
If you let it eat you, perhaps you will be ingested into the plant and then come back as a druid named Kara.
No.
Fear in the second life.
It's nature's will.
I don't know what Kara would do in this world.
It's like, what the hell is going on?
Kara is definitely, if she was in Mostead, she's definitely from the domain.
Yeah, I don't think she'd be
Yeah.
in the kingdom. They're like, for how she is and what she is, she'd be in a winter town.
By the way, also wanted to give that impression that when it came to the domain, it was like, I can talk directly to Ruby Blair. Like for you guys, like I talk to her, I can get information right away. It was already presented for you. Like if you want to look at the letters or if you want to go to the general's room to look at her packages, it's like you can do that. The kingdom definitely has a different feel because it's like, let me submit some paperwork and then let me get that processed and wait for that to go.
Yo, the kingdom's the DMV.
Good old
Seriously.
bureaucracy.
Is a lot more bureaucracy when it comes to the kingdom.
All right, can you show me the body? Yeah, we're just gonna need you to sign Form 2F22-V Revision 2.
Oh my god, talk about the Hitchhiker's Guide.
But think about this, is that when it comes to the domain versus the kingdom, and this is what I love about these little small differences, is that the domain, yes, it has its wards, but there's a lot more safety when it comes to the kingdom because, like the domain, remember when you wanted to go in and you were like, get people in here, we got a spy running around. They had to run, convince somebody. It probably took a while to like describe everything, and then they came in. For
Yeah.
you guys, it was like, hey, I remember you guys. Yeah, hold on. There was like a lot more information known, and made things just go a little faster in terms of like entry.
I think you said that though. You said like the domain's more guarded with who they share shit with. So
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
I like it. That
The
instead
moment
of,
you're in the circle, you're solid.
it's like instead of troops, they do the chosen.
Yeah, the domain is very much like send someone out, they do the task, they come back and they go, I did it. While Kingdom is, they send a group of people, they do constant reports, they keep the information flowing, and if anything goes wrong, they know what's going up. You know, they know what's up.
I'm gonna say two faults. One, they lost their damn chosen. They don't care if they come back because we had to say fucking Igno. Two, they let the crazy lady in there and now the king is dead. So I have qualms with both sides.
Oh yeah. Because I think when it comes to crafting like villain stories and villain plot lines, they're never perfect. They're never. There's
No.
always one fault.
Because they're people.
Yeah, but there's always one fault. Because when you're trying to break a system, people always catch on. Like in real life, when someone tried, like the whole like the stock thing, like the GameStop stock, like it happened, and within 24 hours, people were like, "This is how they're doing it," and then everyone jumped in and they started to break the system because there's so much information being flowed. It's like a villain story. They do something and there's a little crack, and if any adventurers see that, they're like, "That's how it's happening," and then they start to get into it. It's never flawless. There's never it's never perfect. All right, I'm gonna try to speed run the last few things that you guys did. Yeah, you had a choice between the. Oh, actually, no. I should talk about this real quick. Rolly discussing amplifying and twisting spells via focuses to do either longer range, or less, whatever it may be. You know, just sort of changing spells is definitely going to affect the future.
Yeah, that's why I said you're gonna kill us from a hill now. It's alright.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Campaign 2 definitely is going to be like, because I think I've
We're
talked
all
about
gonna
this
have to be fucking wizards.
before. Campaign 2 is taking place 50 years in the future from here.
Yeah.
Oh no, not from here. From Nomad time. I think the only person who would be alive would probably be Vera.
Yeah.
Yep. Maybe Rolly's kids.
Yeah, maybe Rose kids. Oh my god, half
Genie
Genasi's.
kids.
That's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be really really cool. We'll see what happens to
A fire wind genie, half Genasi, fire wind,
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. A smoke
hot
genie.
air, literally hot air.
I was thinking smoke, like an ash genie, or a Genasi.
We'll have to see.
Anyways, so fast forward. Yeah, that's going to be a thing in the future now. That's an idea that I was like, holy fuck, that's great.
Rolly better get some credit in the history books in the future.
We'll see. We'll see how it happens.
Underneath-
Barnwell's principle. We better have it in there.
Barnwell's principle. I like that.
Harwell's principle.
Oh, that's real good. Hey, it's recorded now. I won't forget it.
Woo! Y'all heard it here.
Fast forwarding, you guys had two choices whether to go to the clock tower or go to the mountains. You guys went to the mountains, making use of the few hours you have left with the flying carpet. Yeah. Definitely learning it. It's Olivia.
Yeah. It says she's busy. It's definitely Olivia.
We would have to get the smarter one on this one. It makes sense though. Bigger mark.
It is also better executed. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, like,
Much
you
better
know, it doesn't
execution.
make sense, but there's not like 5 million breadcrumbs like her brother.
No, my whole
Much
thing is this is
better
so much more methodical and like streamlined. I'm like, yeah, this sounds like this would be Olivia.
Find a focus, extend it out, do it from a far range, get it done. Get it done quick and clean. That's all the plan she needed.
And it went down very well.
Yeah.
I know, when the moment
Very
when
well.
Sav said that, and I was like, don't tell me this motherfucker made the wand too. And I was like, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
The way
go.
that played out, though, when you said it's like, when you like, wait, what? I'll be back. I'm like, oh.
By the way, Uthiel honestly is kind of not feeling good now.
He's like, my wife turned into a chromatic.
You turned into a
person with
lipstick.
Well, I think 'cause she was just like, I didn't let Rolly punch him into dust. I saved his life. We got him out of there. Like, we had nothing
kept
but
him from going from jail.
we had nothing but good intentions for this guy, or at least she did. Like, her intention was like, listen, maybe they'll level with you, maybe they'll do something, like maybe I'll help you. And I was like, and all through this, fine if he doesn't want to be the hero and go fight the vampires. She still thinks he's a weenie, but like, she understands that life is not for fucking everybody. But your motherfucking ass didn't tell us, by the way, I made the fucking wand too.
He didn't have to tell you. You didn't know.
And possibly other things that you have yet to deal with.
So I was like, she's gonna have to like show up and be like, hey.
By the way, Dallas is the equivalent of what happened. What would happen if Moscow decided to become, like, he just used his powers willy-nilly
Without fucking thinking.
without thinking.
Obviously.
Renegade.
Yeah. It's like, I create stuff. I create the nuclear weapon.
Oh, who do you need it for? Oh, here you go. I was like, shit.
Oh, you need something with a big boom? I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Strangelove.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for our short rest. We might be back for. I mean, if you're watching
I
this,
hope
we might
so.
be back for episode 69.
Don't
Nice.
talk to me. Talk to that.
I just tell everybody watch the socials.
Watch the socials,
Watch the
guys.
socials. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Check you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Tis elementary, my dear Watson.
Yes.